Hello and welcome to my Python tutorial. In this part, I would like to talk about lists. But let's start with a string. Alice has a cat. We have a string and we can convert this string to the list. We can use the method split, and as you can see, we get a list which has 4 elements, and those elements are words. Alice has a cat. We can access those words by index in parentheses L0, L1, just like in the string in previous chapter. So we access the string by characters by the index. Now we can access the elements of a list by the index. And the same is true with slices. We can slice the list and get 2 elements, for example. Now, how can we modify a list? We can append an element, for example, a dog. And we append the element at the end of the list. But we can add element with the insert command, with insert method, for example, at the beginning of a list. For example, we can add a squirrel at the index 0, so at the beginning of a list. Now, so we have 2 methods of adding elements: append at the end of the list and insert in any place of the list, including first element. Now we need a method to remove something from the list, so we have the method remove, and we can remove our squirrel. So we remove an element from the list by giving its value. The second method of removing is the pop method. The pop removes an element from the end of a list. So we remove the dog and it returns the element. So we can assign something, for example, S equals L pop, and what is the S? Cat, because our list, the dog was removed and now the last element was the cat. Now we have no animals in the list, so we need to append a cat. And now everything is okay. We can also remove by pop giving the index. So if we give the index 0, we of course will remove the Alice. So we need insert Alice. We need to insert it at the index 0, and everything's okay. Now, I would like to talk about copying the list. If we just write L2 equals L, let's check that those lists are independent. I will add something at the end of the first list. Fish. And let's see, the first list has fish and the second list should not have, but it has, because both those names, L and L2, points to the same list. If we want to make an independent list, we have to use these strange methods, giving the slice with any value. Alternatively, we can use L copy method. It's also good. Both those lists, N and M, will be independent. Let's show. I would pop the fish from the list L. Let's see. L, no fish. L2, no fish because it's connected. M, N, M has fish, N has fish. So to make a proper copy, we need this format or copy method. Okay. Now, how to create a list? You can create a list just doing an empty list with parentheses and append some values, for example 1, 2, etc., and you have 2-element list. You can make a list just typing the values, yeah, and it's also a valid way of doing a list. You can make, of course, a list from the range also by applying the command list to the range. So we have a big list. Yeah. Now it's also a method called list comprehension, and it works like this. You put the expression, the simplest expression here will be x, and for x in range 10, for example. Let's look what we have. X, just x, so for x starting with 0 and ending with 9. But let's make it more nicer, from 1 to 10. If I give here x to power 2, I will get cubes. You get it? Yeah. Let's import random. And now I can make a list just of random numbers. Random numbers from 1 to 6, and I will make a list of 10 such numbers. Let's look. Okay. So I don't even have to put the x in this expression. I can have I can put, for example, 1. So I have a list of ones. So it works like that. Yeah. This is the list comprehension. The last thing I would like to show you is how to count words in a list. So let's make a list. Alice, oh, okay, sorry. I will make a string. Alice has a cat and a dog and a fish. I will make a list. So I have a list. And now I want to count how many words the list has. For example, count and is occurring 2 times, for example. So I want to count every word. So I want to have some basis, some set of words. Base, let's initialize a base for word in L. If word not in base, append it. Okay. Let's see. Base. So we have base. Alice has a cat and dog and fish. Every word is only one time present. So now the task of finding the count is trivial for word in base. Print word and list count word. Yeah. Alice is found one time, A found 3 times, and 2 times, and etc. So this is a nice way of finding how many how many times a word occurs in a text. So thank you very much, and if you like my tutorials, please subscribe and support my channel. Thank you very much.